Good evening. Hello, and welcome. We are super excited to have you here. My name is Jay, and I am your StriveScan facilitator for this evening. And we have 6 great schools with just 6 minutes to tell you all about why they might be the right school for you. I want to welcome you to the Texas Association for College Admission Counseling Virtual College Fair. Again, we have 6 schools with just 6 minutes to tell you all why they might be the right school for you. I have a few housekeeping announcements before I bring on those all-stars. So the first thing is your microphone, your video, all of that is completely off. So don't worry about that. You should be able to see and hear us, but we cannot see and hear you. Also, please utilize the Q&A button at the bottom of the screen to ask any questions throughout the presentations. We just ask that if you have a specific question for a specific school, that you list the name of the school in the question so the right person can get to you. Also, this is just one of many sessions happening this evening, and this presentation is being recorded. So if you have to step away, you can always come back and get this recording at strivescan.com/Texas. I'm going to stop sharing my screen and bring up our first presenter, Dickinson College. Come and take it away.
Awesome. Thank you, Jay. Let me share my screen here real fast. Okay, all right, I think that looks good. Well, hello everyone. My name is Rebecca Chernia. I'm an Associate Director of Admissions at Dickinson College, and I'm really excited to talk to you about the school today. Dickinson is a small liberal arts college located in central Pennsylvania, specifically Carlisle, Pennsylvania. So we're about 30 minutes south of Harrisburg. For anyone who would be flying into campus, Harrisburg would be also your closest airport. So we are still relatively close to that. And then we're about 2 hours away from DC, Baltimore, and Philly, and about 3.5 hours away from New York City. So you get this really awesome triangulation of East Coast metro areas, which works really well for our students. You are close enough to take advantage of the resources and opportunities in those cities, but we are removed from the hustle and bustle. Carlisle itself is a small but vibrant town. It's home to about 20,000 people. The very dated reference, but accurate reference that I always make is that I think Carlisle looks an awful lot like Stars Hollow from the show Gilmore Girls. So I hope that reference lands tonight. Dickinson itself is located right in the heart of the historic downtown. So we have this beautiful, defined, collegiate feeling campus. We have these lovely old limestone buildings, mature trees, red Adirondack chairs scattered throughout the academic quad. It very much feels like a college campus. But then you step right off and you have 50 locally owned shops and restaurants. You have the independent movie theater, the town square, which hosts the farmers market on Wednesdays. So there really is a lot of things happening both on and off campus. I think the #1 off-campus study spot is actually a creperie. So if you want to study and eat crepes, Helena's is the place for you. We are a small liberal arts college, so we do have about 2,300 students. 80% of our students do come from outside the state of Pennsylvania. We have representation from almost all 50 states. And then on top of that, about 15% of our students are true international students, representing about 50 different countries around the world. And on top of that, about 1/4 of our students do identify as a minority or a student of color. We are also small enough where you're going to get these awesome student support service numbers that you see here. So our average class size is 14 students. Majority of our classes are capped at 30, and our student to faculty ratio is 8:1. But we are not so small that you are going to meet everyone within the first week. You'll still get to graduation, and they're going to call the names of people that you have never seen before in your entire life. As a liberal arts college, our programs are very much within the liberal arts college vein. We have about 46 different majors. In terms of raw numbers, international business and management usually does have the highest number of graduating seniors every year, but we are quite well known for our English, political science, law and policy programs. Yet at the same time, 1/3 of our students are science majors. I am going to back it up just a little bit and give you a quick history of the college. Dickinson is a really old school. We were actually the first college created in the newly formed United States. And our founder, Dr. Benjamin Rush, had some pretty progressive ideas for education that we still very much hold on to today. One of the things that you'll hear at Dickinson or hear people talk about is Dickinson's commitment, or the 4 pillars. And these are the 4 pillars on which a Dickinson education is founded. So we want all of our students, no matter what they're studying, to walk away being future focused, global, sustainable, and engaged. I'm going to touch really briefly on two of those four pillars. The first one being global. So you're going to find global in a few different ways at Dickinson. You're going to find it in the diversity of our student body, in our courses and curriculums taught, in our foreign language requirement. So we do expect all of our students to gain some level of proficiency in a second language. We have 13 languages to choose from. And then of course, study abroad, which is what a lot of people think of when they hear global. So 65% of our students do study abroad in about 50 different programs all around the world. We do run 18 of our own programs, so study abroad is definitely something that's really, really important to us. And then as far as the other pillar goes, sustainability, all students do take a sustainability course at Dickinson. We want all students to view their field through a sustainable lens. We are very proud of achieving nearly a decade-long goal of becoming one of the first carbon neutral colleges in the country. So definitely very excited and proud of that. I also quickly want to touch on our admissions and financial aid. So as far as admissions goes, Dickinson does have a very holistic review process. Pretty much whatever a student submits to us, we will read. We're going to spend time with a student's transcript because obviously college is first and foremost an academic endeavor, but we want great community members as well. A big continuation for us this year is that we're sticking with our test blind or our test free policy. So that means we do not consider test scores for any student for any reason, not for admissions, not for merit scholarships. We do automatically consider all students for a merit-based scholarship when they apply. They can range from $15,000 to $30,000 an academic year, and they're renewable for all 4 years. We are also very lucky in that we can meet 100% of demonstrated student need for a financial need for financial aid for students that want to be considered for need-based aid. They just need to submit both the FAFSA and the CSS profile by whichever admission deadline they pick. I think getting to know a campus is certainly very important. So we are still hosting virtual events as well as on-campus events as well. So definitely come visit us when you get a moment.
Perfect. Thank you so much there, Rebecca. Really appreciate that. And Miami University, take it away.
Hey everybody, my name is Joseph. My screen, looks like it's sharing. So I'm Joseph. I'm covering for our Texas regional counselor. We actually have a counselor that lives in Houston. And basically I'm one of our Seattle regional counselors, but I'm here to represent Miami University. We're actually based in Oxford, Ohio. Believe it or not, no affiliation to University of Miami or Miami, Florida. And I'll kind of touch on it in a minute how we got our name. But like I said, we're based in Oxford, Ohio. We've got about 17,000 undergraduate students. We are a public research university, so we're not as big as Ohio State or Bowling Green, but definitely not a small campus by any means. With that, you'll have a good amount of, opportunities that a big school has. You'll be able to meet someone new every day. You will be able to get involved in plenty of clubs, honor societies, etc. But you shouldn't feel like you're getting too lost in the crowd. Shouldn't have any professors that are, kind of robotic and don't know your name or anything like that. So, it should be a good catered education experience while still having those amenities of a bigger school. Like I said, we've got just about 17,000 undergraduate students. I'll touch a bit on our history. So we were founded in 1809, definitely one of the oldest universities out there. And our name actually comes from the Miami tribe that used to inhabit what is now known as Ohio, used to be called the Miami Valley region. So essentially we kept the name named after them. We've got a pretty cool tribal relations office on campus. A lot of their students do attend Miami University. So it's definitely a cool part of our culture that you'll see quite often. And a little bit about a cool distinction we have. So back in the 1980s, there was a pretty prominent author that had gone around looking for any US public university that resembled an Ivy League education. So thankfully, we were considered one of the original 8. You can definitely go read about it if you'd like. It's since expanded to more schools, but being one of the first original 8 public Ivies is definitely an accomplishment for us. With that, academics are going to be kind of at the forefront of your Miami experience. So we've got some cool rankings, depending on the program you're interested in. Top 10 public university for undergraduate teaching for the past 10 years, actually consecutively. And then our Farmer School of Business is actually pretty highly ranked. So this year it was 14th for US public universities business programs by US News and World Report. So, not saying that, just business is the education you're going to, get the most focus for, but definitely that there's, going to be a focus on academics. and the professors do actually care about helping you succeed. With that, obviously, you're going to want to make sure that any school you go to is going to have obviously the program you want, but obviously also the opportunities help you actually get closer to graduating, closer to getting a job, or applying to postgraduate degrees, anything you're looking to do. So with that, we have over 100 majors. Like I said, business is definitely going to be one of our most popular majors, but we've got a really good engineering school, pretty solid nursing program, as well as every degree like psychology, English, etc. And then you'll see on the right of this slide, top right, we do have over 30 combined degree programs. So that's essentially where you could apply and enroll in a program that'll allow you to, excuse me, graduate with your bachelor's as well as master's within a shortened time length. This is going to be the 6 colleges we have in Miami. So like I said, our School of Business is really popular, College of Education, Health and Society, Department of Nursing, Engineering and Computing, College of Creative Arts, and then College of Arts and Sciences. Do just want to touch on 3 of these: our Farmer School of Business, Department of Nursing, and College of Creative Arts. Those colleges house our only capacity constrained programs. So essentially, if you're interested in theater, photography, visual arts, etc., business or nursing, you'll want to list it as your first choice major on the application, just so you can be considered for direct entry into those programs. And then we've got, like I said, over 100 majors. Definitely go on our website, because that's where we're going to always be updating our most accurate major listings. One thing to point out, if you see all the way on the right, excuse me, the right side, we do have several pre-professional preparation programs. So essentially what those are is if you are interested in applying to med school after your bachelor's, or applying into law school, anything like that, we do have pre-professional preparation programs for you, and it just essentially helps you get prepared for those degrees, make sure you're doing the prereqs, gives you specific advising, and kind of helps you prepare for applying into those programs. We do also have 3 different honors programs, some of which come with a scholarship, all of which you can apply for at the same time. You'll just mark your interest on the Common App and then get an email with instructions to apply, and it's all one application. So you could apply for 1, 2, or all 3 at the same time. And then I'm going to skip ahead a little bit just for the sake of time. Like I said, there's a lot of groups, a lot of honor societies, etc. We are Division I athletics in the Mid-American Conference. Hockey is a really big deal on campus. For students interested in football, our last most prominent quarterback was Big Ben, but we've had Sean McVay, John Harbaugh, all of them have come from Miami at some point. So definitely athletics are pretty popular. Students do get free tickets to regular season games. And then even off campus, the city of Oxford itself is kind of your quintessential college town. So you'll have a lot of things to do within walking distance, coffee shops, restaurants, etc. There's a bagel place that's open until like 3 a.m. So really walkable town. A lot of students will find they don't need a car. Actually, 98% of students live within 2 square miles of the campus. And it's just kind of one of those communities that you'll kind of feel, right at home and be able to actually immerse yourself in during your full 4 years. Final thing to touch on before I go to dates and deadlines is our postgraduate acceptance rates. We do have a really good med school acceptance rate, 76%, as well as a 94% law school acceptance rate. So again, you're going to want to be looking at those things when you're looking at universities to make sure they're going to prepare you for, after your bachelor's degree. Last thing to touch on is dates and deadlines. Only date you need to remember is December 1st. So that's our priority deadline for scholarships, as well as our early action too. And I'll go ahead and drop my information in the chat, but thank you.
Thank you so much, Joseph. Really appreciate that. We're going to move right along to our 3rd presenter of the evening with Otterbein University. Take it away, Sarah.
All right, let me share my screen. And we should be good to go. So welcome. Thank you guys for coming tonight. My name is Sarah Gaskell, and I'm an admission counselor at Otterbein University. And my coworker, Mackie Cameron, is also here. So if you have any questions, drop them in the Q&A and she can answer them for you. So Otterbein is a small liberal arts school right outside Columbus, Ohio in Westerville. We have about 2,700 students on campus, so definitely small, and something we pride ourselves in is our class sizes average between 18 to 20 students. So you really get to know your professors get to know you. If you're hoping to go to college and kind of sit in the back of class and never get noticed, this isn't the place for you. But if you would like to be engaged and really meet people, develop skills, this is the place to come. So we have over 60 majors, and we have things like the psychology and business, but we also have unique ones like equine and we have a renowned theater program. So there are a lot of options out there for you. So since you all are in Texas, I said y'all because that's what y'all say. I'll tell you a little bit about Columbus. So it's the 14th largest city in the US, and we have a little bit of everything. We have performing arts. The Ohio Theater brings in Broadway shows and comedians. We have professional and minor league sports. We have tons of festivals. I know I went to a food truck festival a couple weeks ago, and it was a blast. And we also have really great shopping malls, plus mom and pop shops. But I think the most important thing about Otterbein being outside of Columbus is that there's a lot of opportunities for internships. So you can be in this small college town, but then 10, 15 minutes down the road, you're in a big city, you can be at big companies, startups, a lot of different opportunities for internships and placements. We also have a lot of hospitals for those who are interested in nursing and getting placements in there. But we also think you'll really love Westerville, where Otterbein is housed. And we have a really great relationship with this town. And just like everyone's saying, it's just a nice, small, quiet town, very safe, very walkable. We have your coffee shops, your restaurants, mom and pop shops where you can get, there's a little thrift store that is really fun to go to. And in the bottom left corner of my screen, there's a whole bunch of students lined up for Schneider's Bakery, and it's about 1 a.m. and they're getting a donut and a carton of milk for $1.50. So there's a lot of fun things to do there. So we also have a lot going on campus. For a small college, we actually have over 100 clubs, which is really great. And as you can see on the screen, there are some of our more popular ones, but we have community service-based ones, we have faith-based ones, just anything you can get involved in. We also have intramurals, as well as we are Division III sports. So if you're interested in watching or playing, this could be the right place for you. And we also have great offices like the Student Success and Career Development Center, where they'll help you write resumes, help you prepare for interviews. We have the Office of Social Justice and Activism, which is doing a lot to create diversity on campus, really get people involved in getting out of their comfort zones. So the money part, it can be scary to talk about, but Otterbein is really dedicated to making it affordable. So the price you see is probably not the price you're going to pay. Over 99% of our students receive financial aid and merit scholarships or grants. We receive $35.6 million in those scholarships and grants to help make it affordable. So you will not be paying that. And as a private school, there is no out-of-state tuition. So we have some scholarships. The opportunity scholarships, unfortunately, are not applicable for you because it's for Ohio residents, but we do have academic awards, full and half tuition scholarships, talent and participation awards. So if you're doing things like you play the piano, or you want to be in the marching band, or you like to act for fun, we have scholarships for that. And then we have additional ones as well, depending on you and your interests and what you like to do. So to apply, we are on the Common App. We require a 250-word essay, and we also require high school transcripts. We are test optional, so you do not have to send your ACT or SAT scores in, but if you have them, please send them in. Another optional thing is the letter of recommendation. As you can see on the right, we do have a couple programs that you do need to submit your ACT and SAT, the honors program, education, engineering, nursing, and if you participate in Scholars Day. And as I close, I'd just like to point out December 15th as our scholarship priority deadline. And that's the last day you can apply to be applicable for all the scholarships that can help Otterbein be affordable and a great place for you. So thank you guys so much for coming. We have a great success rate with our students, and we would love to have you.
Thank you so much, Sarah. Really appreciate that. We are halfway through our presenters here, but our next presenter is from University of Cincinnati. Come on up.
Awesome. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the University of Cincinnati, right? It's a great day to be a Bearcat. I've got a couple of slides for you, and we're going to run through them real quick. So UC, in the state of Ohio, is a big institution, but I think for UC students, it's actually not that big, right? Because even though we're 47,000 total students, about 37,000 undergraduate students, we bring students from all walks of life to campus, with about 19% of students come from out of state, so holla at you, Texas, and about 24% of students are students of color. In addition to that, we have about 4% of our students are international. And so the reason why I say it's not that big of a campus is because we have over 350 academic programs. So that means 350 different ways for you to meet new people and engage with a different person and make a new friend. We have a 19-to-1 student faculty ratio, and we actually have about 80% of our classes being under the size of 50. So we don't place you in huge lecture halls for long. We want you to get into a classroom engaging with a professor and having those opportunities for experiential learning. And that's all part of our Bearcat promise, where we want you to come out of your college experience with a degree, right? That's obviously important. But we also want you to have a plan for your future and a resume to go with it, right? We want you to be able to go out into the world and say, this is what I want to do, and let me go attack it, and let me go do something with it. That's kind of where our strategic vision for UC starts with. Next lives here, right? You're the next generation. So, you're going to start somewhere, and we hope it's at UC. Now, with UC, we do have 100% of our students participating in co-ops and internships and clinicals and student teaching and research, and you can read the list. But basically, the point is we want you to get out into the world, and co-op is a really unique way of doing that. Effectively, you'll take some time during your academic year and work, right? So you won't be taking classes. You'll be earning approximately $10,000 per semester to work 40 hours a week at a company and leverage your skills in the real world. We want you, to also have a great on-campus experience as well. And so 83% of our students live on campus. And so that really makes it for an engaging experience where you're able to meet some friends for lunch, and then head over to the rec center, climb the rock wall, take a little lap on the lazy river, and you're all in campus, right? We actually have a dedicated campus, so you're not taking a bus and a shuttle to get around. You can walk around in about 15 to 20 minutes. The city of Cincinnati is also a great place. It's actually one of the best places, in my opinion, because it's affordable, it's got lots of opportunities, and it's a fun place. We've got 3 sports teams, professional sports teams. So that's the Bengals, the Reds, and the FC Cincinnati. And whether it's art or music or sports, right? We've got it all. We've also got a great culinary scene. Cincinnati was named top 25 in the country for food, and I just love that. I always find a great restaurant to eat every weekend. So there's no way to go wrong when you're in Cincinnati. We've also got over 500 clubs and organizations, so lots to get involved in. And our D1 sports are a big deal, right? We're number 2 in the country right now for football, and we're having a great time with that. And the games are just a blast. And so, getting back to that academic thing, what's that Bearcat promise showing for our students? We see them coming out with a degree and that job, and with a job that's related to their field, and that's really important for our students. We want you to feel like that degree is useful in your experience. Now, in terms of the application, we're a Common App school. And, when you see that little envelope thing, what does it say? Send transcripts, ACT, SAT scores, and recommendations. We actually only require one of those components, and that's the transcript. We are SAT, ACT optional. We're also optional for letters of recommendation. Our big deadline is December 1st. You get everything in by December 1st. That includes transcripts, letters of rec, all that stuff. And we will consider you for admission and scholarships. Right, our out-of-state tuition rate is about $28,000, but we help bring that down with our National Outreach Award, which is $6,000 per year. And of course, there are also all these other scholarship opportunities available, and we are actively looking to give these out. So if you get those application materials in by December 1st, we will happily consider you for scholarships. We also, of course, encourage you to complete the FAFSA, the free application for federal student aid, as that can also open up some other opportunities as well. It was a pleasure to speak with you for these 6 minutes, and we can't wait to welcome you to our Bearcats family. And so feel free to reach out if you have any questions. But Jay, I'll hand it back to you.
Thank you so much, Nick. Really appreciate that. We'll move right along now to the University of Pittsburgh. Come on and take it away, Tom.
Great. Thank you so very much. Let me jump on and make sure that this PowerPoint is working. Can I have a thumbs up from my moderator to make sure that this is going right?
You are good.
Awesome. Thank you so very much. Again, my name is Tom Becker with the University of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. One of the things that I always like to start out with is Pitt has the tallest building of higher education in the Western Hemisphere. That's the picture to your right. Every student will have a class in Kathy, the Cathedral of Learning. Look her up on Instagram and follow her. You'll love it. It really does look like Hogwarts inside. Three-story vaulted ceilings, fireplaces that you can walk in. It is a great place to study. Also, we were founded in 1787. So when the Constitution of the United States is being signed, we're educating people. And so the guy with the beakers there, the flasks, that's Jonas Salk, the inventor or the discoverer of the polio vaccine. The Secretary of State of the United States, Blinken, he was on campus 2 weeks ago at our vaccine center on campus. We are big time into research, bringing in almost $1 billion a year in outside research. People don't realize that it is a system, and we're a system campus. You can see the 3 other campuses that we have, but most of you here today are interested in the Pittsburgh campus. So we're going to look at and talk about the Pittsburgh campus, but we have to talk about Pittsburgh first. Pittsburgh is made up of 89 different neighborhoods that are all unique and different. Students from Texas looking at Pitt really do want that Northeast experience. In Texas, you jump in your car and you drive everywhere. Not at Pitt. My 2 students, my 2 children, they're currently at Pitt. I live in Plano, Texas. They love being able to just show their ID and go to the north side, and go to Squirrel Hill and get down to Lawrenceville. We are a foodie city. We are a city that has the amenities of a DC and New York or Boston, but we don't have the population density. So you can get the internships and you can go to the museums for free with your ID. It's just an amazing, amazing city. Pittsburgh is in the Oakland neighborhood. It's sort of like the education sort of medical hub of the city. We're flanked by 2 other universities, so it sort of feels like a city campus, but downtown's 3 miles away, and you have all these college students around it. Over 100 majors to choose from. We, I think, are still ranked the #1 public institution in the Northeast, so that's pretty neat. And you see the 6 teaching hospitals and some of the popular majors. When you apply, you're going to apply to one of our 6 direct entry schools. And even if you know your major, know that we're going to push back on you a little bit. So what else? What else do you want to do? 95% of arts and sciences students are double majoring. I'm sorry, 95% are doing more than a major, minor, major certificates. 30% of them are double or triple majoring. The only exception to that is nursing. Nursing's highly selective, professional direct entry program. For all the others, very much I want to see you explore your opportunities. I need to talk about the Honors College at Pitt because it is truly amazing, but very different than other honors colleges. In that it is much more collaborative and much more inclusive as opposed to exclusive. They believe that all students at Pitt should have access to the vast majority of the resources. But they do have a cohort, and I don't have time to be able to go into it, but they have presentations, virtual presentations. Go take a closer look if you're interested in Pitt Honors. We have guaranteed admissions programs into 19 of our highly ranked graduate programs. So as a high school student, when you apply, you're going to select your intended major. And then you'll have an opportunity to say, hey, I also want to be considered for graduate admissions into law school, medical school as a high school student. If you get that guarantee, again, you have to be offered admissions first to the university, and then we have a higher review process. But if you get that, guaranteed admissions into that program after your 4 years at Pitt. pretty amazing. Not binding, so if you switch your major, no worries, but great opportunities. We are truly a residential college campus. We don't require anyone to live on campus, but 98% of freshmen will, and we guarantee housing for 3 years at the undergraduate level, 700 clubs and organizations. Name something you're interested in, and we're connecting you with other students to make a big university of 30,000 students start to feel really small. And this is our application process. We identify and accept 3 application platforms. 85% of students will apply via Common App. We're fully test optional through next year. Application, $55 application fee, your self-reported academic record, high school transcript, common application essay or personal statement, and within 4 to 6 weeks, we can have an admissions decision back to you. December 1 is an important date for us because that's our scholarship deadline, also honors college deadline date, and this is me. So last final thing that I would as I blow through this presentation is come visit. You know, the city of Pittsburgh is truly a gem, and would highly recommend if you have the time, fly in. Direct flights from DFW from Houston every day, Austin very much linking up to Dallas. So that is, I'm done. Thank you so very much. I appreciate your time.
Thank you so much, Tom. Grateful for you to be here. We have one final presentation with Washington and Jefferson College. Come on up and take it away, Nicole.
Hi, everyone. My name is Nicole, and I'm an Associate Director of Admission at W&J. I have a lot of slides. I'm going to go through them very quickly. The important thing is that you take a look and get a feel for the college, and I'll leave my contact information at the end if you want to follow up with any questions. So where are we located? Perfect timing that we're going right after Pitt because we are located in Washington, Pennsylvania, which is in the county of Washington, which is in the city of Washington, which is only about 25-30 minutes outside of the city of Pittsburgh. So we are very close to the larger city of Pittsburgh, 3 major sports teams. We have a cultural district if you want to see plays, musicals, concerts, a lot of different neighborhoods that the last presenter broke down. So I won't, bore you with the same information twice, but there's a lot of great stuff to do in the city. I may be biased. I've lived there my whole life, but it's my favorite city in the world. And it's very, very close to our campus. Washington itself, though, is a small city. So it's the county seat. There's a lot of locally owned shops, restaurants, businesses, lots to do right in our town where the campus is located. Lots and lots of weekend getaways that are a short car drive away. The school sponsors some of those, but you and your friends are always welcome to do that as well. And here's a picture of downtown Pittsburgh. Those are the trolleys. They're actually public transportation. We are the city of bridges. We have 3 rivers. So lots of accolades that our city has. And some of them are listed here. The ones I want to highlight were a #1 travel destination for your generation and a #1 city for young people to live in. We're also consistently ranked one of the most affordable cities to live in. So a lot of our students are able to start their lives right here where our campus is, and not have to worry about moving across the country or anything like that. We were founded in 1781. We're one of the oldest colleges in the country. We used to be 2 colleges. We, since 1865, have been 1 college. We are nicknamed the Presidents, and thriving together is our school motto. You'll see it a lot on pretty much everything that you get from us. It means thriving together, Junk de Jupont. We're a liberal arts college. We have a 9-to-1 student faculty ratio. 80% of our classes have less than 20 students in them. We have about 1,100 students total on our campus. Almost all of our professors have terminal degrees, which means they've gone as far as they can in their area of study or area of expertise. And we'll get into study abroad in just a few slides. I'll leave this up for a second while I talk, but we have over 30 majors, over 30 minors, and they are all listed here. Our top 5 most popular are business administration, accounting, economics, political science, and psychology. Every single W&J student comes in undeclared and has until the end of their sophomore year to officially declare their major. And every single student will graduate with at least 2 areas of study, whether it be a major minor or a major major or any combination, you will graduate with at least 2 programs of study. Here are our pre-professional programs, really high success rates if you're interested in engineering, education, pre-health or pre-law. Our engineering program is a 3-2 program, and the University of Pittsburgh is one of our partnerships. So is Case Western Reserve University, Columbia University, and Washington University. We have never had a student fail or not pass the Pennsylvania teaching exams for our education program. And our pre-health and pre-law programs both have a 90% placement rate into medical schools, law schools, and allied health schools. The Magellan Project is one of the many ways students can study abroad. It's a chance to design your own research project anywhere in the world, and the college will fund you to complete it. So there's some examples listed here. There's a ton on our website too. So if you're interested in traveling and having someone else pay for it, which who isn't, the Magellan Project is a great way to do that. And our students have done some really great, unique things around the world. You could do it domestically, you can take it outside of the country, whatever you prefer. We also have a couple other ways you can study abroad. The first is J-term, which is a 2-week mini semester. And then we also can do a semester or a year-long experience. In total, you can study abroad 4 J-terms, 4 semesters, or 2 full years, and 3 Magellan projects. So if it's something you like, you can do it early and often. We have over 80 clubs and organizations, performing arts organizations, athletic clubs, academic clubs, special interest groups, community service, religious, a little bit of something for everyone. We also have 26 NCAA Division III sports, and we do have 8 Greek organizations on campus as well. And we have a holistic advising program that all students take advantage of all 4 years at W&J. So your freshman year, you're going to have 4 advisors who are assigned to you: an academic advisor, an extracurricular advisor, an upperclassman student, and a resident assistant. You're only going to add to that number of 4. So by the time you graduate, you'll have an advisor in every single area that you take on. And have all those extracurricular and upperclassmen and mentors and tutors and all that kind of stuff as well. 97% of our students are employed or continuing their education within 6 months of graduation, 90% pre-health, pre-law acceptance rate, and 100% graduate school rate. So our students are very successful at W&J, but they're successful too as soon as they leave for the college. Really quickly, how to submit an application. We're a member of the Common App and we have our own app. No preference as to which one you submit to us. All we require is the application itself and your high school transcript. Everything else is optional. We've been test optional for almost 10 years now, so that's never going to change, pandemic or not. Also, we do have our 3 deadlines, but we do review applications as they come into us in that order. So once we receive your application and your transcript, we'll review it and we'll send you a decision within about 2 or 3 weeks. Here's all of our scholarship information. Every single accepted student will receive one of the scholarships listed there. 99% of our students are receiving some federal financial aid on top of that. And I definitely encourage you guys to visit because we offer a visit grant to every student who visits the college, and that automatically appears on your financial aid offer. Thanks so much.
Thank you, really appreciate that. We are now concluded with our presentations, but I do want to invite all of my presenters actually back onto the screen because I would like to ask you a question and get your expertise here. So we'll have you all answer in the same order in which you presented in. So the first question is, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process? And Dickinson College, what would you say there?
Yeah, sure. So I would definitely say to use your resources. I feel very comfortable speaking on behalf of myself and all my colleagues on the screen. We absolutely love to help students and to work with students. So if you have more questions about our college, definitely reach out to us. We can put you in touch with professors, with current students. We're happy to help make and facilitate those connections for you. So definitely don't hesitate to reach out.
Perfect. And Miami University.
Yeah, I would say start early as possible. Freshman year is even not too early, just because you'll kind of want to organize, the colleges that you think are a reach, colleges you think you can definitely get into, and not have to make any rash decisions and choose your last choice just because you missed the deadline or, scholarship deadline passed for this school. So yeah, definitely start early and kind of be, as prepared and organized as you can.
Thanks. Otterbein, what would you add here?
Yeah, I would definitely say you want to stay organized on top of it because you're probably looking at a lot of different schools, but have a pro-con list, visit as many schools as you can, and really ask the questions, not just to the admission counselors, but the tour guides. Ask the questions about whether the food sucks, like everything you want to know about school. Ask those hard questions.
Great. And University of Cincinnati.
Yeah, this is a great question. And I think the important thing to keep in mind, right, especially with an application, especially like with the essays, right, is be as specific as possible. I know, it can be very easy to say like, I want to be a nurse because I like to care for people like that. That's close, but go deeper than that, right? What drives you to care, right? Don't just say that you care. What drives you to care? And that's just an example, but please be as specific as possible. Bring out your weirdness, bring out that uniqueness. And I think that for schools like UC that also have holistic review, when we read essays, those things really stand out. And those are the things that are most memorable for us.
Great, thank you so much for that. And University of Pittsburgh?
A couple of things come to mind. First, take a deep breath. You live in the United States of America. There are 3,000 colleges and universities out there. That is the strength of American higher ed. It's also the weakness. It's also the weakness of American higher ed. Look far and wide. There are some excellent institutions, but like my colleagues, do this early, but also know this is a process. Bring your parents along. And if we have any parents out there, I'm going to put my parent hat on, strap it on, because there's emotion. It's going to go up and down and up and down. But this is the first time your child has probably made a really important decision in life. And so let's help them through that. Let's help them know that this is okay. It's okay to pick a school that's right for you at this time in your life to then get to the next one.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Tom. And Washington and Jefferson College. Close us out with this one.
Sure. So I definitely echo what everybody else said. Great advice. I'm going to use some situational advice as my answer to the question, but definitely take advantage of the one thing that this pandemic has given us, and that is all of the opportunities to visit a college before you actually fly across the country and go visit the college. So many of us are offering virtual visits. We're offering, one-on-one visits that you can do. You can do like a group visit, just like you would if you came to campus for an admission event. You can do that online as well. And W&J is actually offering AR tours. So we actually put on an AR helmet and walk around campus and show you everything that you would see if you were on a physical tour. So lots and lots of options out there. Take advantage of them because you don't even necessarily have to pay to, fly or have to leave your home to visit these colleges on this call and, at all the college fairs and online that you've been seeing.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. We are closing up this wonderful session here now, and I just want to say thank you so much to all of my amazing panelists for bringing your genius and your expertise here. Thank you to all of those who are out there live. When you do close out, there will be a short 5-question survey that we at StriveScan would love for you to complete. Also, we'd love for you to sign up for more sessions if you want to learn about more schools, and this recording will be available at strivescan.com/Texas. I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and you all have a good night. Take care.